Promised a freaking long time ago. This is my video on how to make a wig from scratch, and sorry it was so long to make, but there it is. What you're gonna now that you have done your color stripper, I also done a toner because part of the wig is gonna stay blonde. Usually when I want my wig to be a solid color all over, that's the moment where I will dye all the extensions like that before it's attached to the wig cap. For this wig I want to put like low lights of a multitude of colors, so I'm gonna keep my extension blonde for the moment. The next step is when you buy your extensions, it's like two strands of hair sewed together like that. And what you have to do is you have to just take the thread off. I use that, which is the right tool in sewing. So I use that, and you run it in between. Bloop. Since it's pretty boring, I'm gonna do that in fast forward. Okay, next thing you're gonna need is your extensions that are now single. You're gonna need a good pair of scissors. You're gonna need either fabric glue or extension glue. You're gonna need some thread and a needle. You are going to need a lot of little needles like those with the heads. If you have a head mannequin, it would be awesome because well, that head is just slightly smaller than mine, so I do it on this, like I don't really have to make further measurement for my wigs to fit. If you have a bigger head, then try to find one that it's close to the size of your head. It's fine if it's a little bit smaller, because it's not gonna be like super tight, so there's gonna be space for the wig cap to expand. So what you need to do first, take a plastic bag, put it over your head, because the last thing you want is when you use the glue is for the wig cap to stick to the head, especially when you're using a styrofoam one. Mine's in plastic, so it's not that bad, but still. Okay, now that it's secured and all, you're gonna take your wig cap, which looks like pretty much looks like a sock right now, but it's not. Gonna put it over. Okay, you're gonna be very careful where you secure the wig cap. First I'm gonna just center it. Okay. So I've more or less followed the hairline on the mannequin, just a little bit lower. You try to do it centered. Okay, so you put your first needle right there to secure. I like to put another one right there and another one right around there. Okay. Now you don't want the little ears there, so just expand the fabric, secure on the ears. Once you're happy with the wig cap is secured, you can proceed to glue on the extensions. So you always start at the neckline. We are going to leave some space near the neckline, and it's gonna be pretty tight on the top. So let's start. Okay, now we're gonna go right here in the front, and what you want to do really depends on the kind of parting you want. There's a couple of ways to make the parting. You can do a straight line in the center, in the side, and diagonal, or even round. I'm gonna show you this one. I've parted it in the center with a fringe with bangs. So I've glued all my hair like this until there, and then I glued two parts of extensions like that, and then like that. That's something you can do. If you want to have no parts and just ending in a round, what you do is you just continue to put the extension in round and round and round, and like that. To finish that one is a little bit more difficult. You have to really you have to roll a piece of extension onto itself tighter than that. That's not nearly tight enough, and then you're gonna glue it, boop, straight up. So that's how you do this kind of part. Okay, so now I'm really starting the top of the head, and for this one I really want to do like a middle separation, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. But first I'm still working on the back of the head, and since I don't want any of those seams to show, well, what I did is, instead of gluing them going down like I did previously, going like that, I glue them going up towards the front of the head. And what it does, it's when I flip it over and I trim the little hairs sticking out, what it's gonna do is it's going to just camouflage it. And since I don't want that much volume, I'm gonna use water to just, well, at the end I'm just gonna use water to kind of bring it down. I'm gonna show you how to do that when I'm at that stage. So for now I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna do that until I'm like here, and then I'm gonna continue working on the crown area and going up like that. Boop, 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 boop. We're almost done. See what I did there? It's almost completed. I just left a little space on the top because you don't want any of that showing. Seriously, because it's gonna be freaking ugly. So I kept a piece. You can either have two pieces that are well, obviously equal in length, or you can have one that you fold in two. That's what I'm gonna have. And now you have to glue them together like that. So that's what we're gonna do. Just choose the best side to do so. And boop, boop, boop. You can put glue only on half. So now, boop. Make sure it's really aligned, and just press them firmly together. See, it's gonna fit perfectly in that little spot, which is exactly what we want. And now you can either put glue on the edge right here, because we're gonna stick it like this instead of like that. So we're gonna glue it just so you can see, really like on the edge and not flat on the side. Once that's glued, just try to find the middle, which should be pretty easy. Just go in with your finger. Now I realize that I'm probably gonna need to do a few more on the side, on each side of that strand. Yeah, but basically you're gonna have a separation like this in the middle, but see, you see some black from the wig cap, so I need to put more. You see, now I have like 2 shades of blonde. It's because I ran out of raw materials, and so I went and bought another pack of extensions. And seriously, the longer your wig, the more packs of extensions you're gonna need, because how they calculate how many extensions are in a pack. It's gonna be with weight, and the longer it is in length, the shorter it is in length, but in the other side. So now I have 18 inches extensions, so I really add less in my pack than if I took like 12 inches or less, or 10 inches. So if you do run out of raw materials, like I don't have any more of the second pack and I still have to cover this and this, you can just go underneath where it's really thick, and you can just take out some of the extensions you already glued and use them on the top, because the top is really the part that matters most. I see that it's not perfect, seriously. You can see some of the parts we don't want to see. like that. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna first do the cut in it, and then I'm gonna take some of the hair that I cut off and I'm gonna glue them strategically so we don't see any of those anymore. And it's gonna look much more realistic. And now all I have to do left is color it. Now that your wig is done, you can leave it whatever color it is right now. And but for me, for this one, I want a gradient of pink to blonde, and with some low lights. And what I'm gonna use, some punky color. I've used some flamingo pink with some leftover rose red that I had, and also I'm gonna use something that don't try to find anywhere because it's been discontinued for 2 years. Some P22 from Luo Color, and that color washes up very fast, so I've hold on to the little I had since it's been discontinued, and I was waiting for the perfect moment to use it. So what better moment than on a wig? I'm gonna start by doing the low lights. Now that that's done, I'm gonna dye the roots maybe up to here, and I want to keep the rest blonde because anyway I made some pink highlights and some lilac, so it's really going to look great. When you're done, cover it with a plastic bag. It's gonna keep it warmer, and especially if you have cats like me, well, you don't want them to lick that stuff, so you better put a plastic bag over it. If you use a color that has a peroxide or a developing agent, just follow the instruction how long it tells you to wait until you can rinse it. But with direct colors like punky colors, you can pretty much let it sit for a while, a couple hours if you want. You can just go do whatever you have to do else, and you rinse it when you can. So after styling and everything, voila, I've pinned the fringe just on the side a little bit because I think I'll have to cut it a little bit more, but other than that, well, it looks really more purpley on camera than it is for real. It's really like a nice blend of pinks and blonde, so I don't know what you think, but I love it. It's really pretty. And just another little thing I can say. You see where's my separation? It's a little white. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a Sharpie pen, a pink, and just color it so it won't show. That's it. I hope you liked my tutorial, and I'm sure there's 1,000 other ways to make a wig from scratch, but this is how I make it. And sorry, forgot to to put my TV on mute. So yeah, there's 1,000 other ways to make wigs from scratch, but this is how I do it, and this is how I like to make mine. And they're not the most realistic looking. I mean, if you just lift that, you can see the wig cap. Some have a net instead. I'm gonna try to make my next one with a net, but yeah, this is how I do it right now. I hope you liked it, and I guess I'll see you later. Keep rocking!